The wind howls across a frozen landscape, snow piling up with alarming speed. Inside a modern dome tent, a hiker feels safe, until a violent gust snaps a pole. The tent collapses, transforming shelter into a trap. This is the risk of relying on rigid, complex systems when nature turns hostile. Now, let's travel back to 1944, to the Ardennes Forest in winter. Young soldiers face the same brutal elements, but with only a simple piece of canvas, the shelter half. Their shelters bend, not break, shedding snow and deflecting wind. Survival here is about adaptability, cooperation, and understanding nature's forces. The contrast between a collapsed modern tent and a steadfast wartime shelter reveals a forgotten lesson. Sometimes simplicity and flexibility outperform advanced technology. We'll explore why a basic system, born from necessity, can outlast our most sophisticated gear. This is more than history. It's a story of survival and how the wisdom of the past can prepare us for today's challenges. True resilience isn't about resisting nature, but working with it. As we journey back to the frozen forests of WWII, we'll see how soldiers outlasted the storm by yielding to its power. The Battle of the Bulge was a test of human endurance in the frozen Ardennes. For soldiers, the cold was as deadly as the enemy. Survival meant managing every moment, with only wool uniforms and canvas gear. Staying dry and sheltered was a matter of life and death. The shelter half became their lifeline, a simple canvas sheet, the foundation of their existence. It was more than equipment. It was a system built on knowledge and teamwork. Soldiers combined their shelter halves, creating robust structures and forging bonds essential for survival. Their story reminds us the most important survival tool is the human mind, its ability to adapt and cooperate. The lessons from the Ardennes still echo for anyone venturing into the wild today. Each WWII carried a shelter half a tent, a piece of water-resistant canvas, a pole, stakes, and rope. 2 soldiers joined their halves to make a pup tent, enforcing teamwork from the start. Alone, a soldier had only a crude lean-to. Together, they had a home. This ritual of setting up camp built bonds and provided both physical and psychological shelter. The cotton canvas breathed, letting moisture escape and preventing condensation. When wet, the fibres swelled, tightening the weave and increasing water resistance. Its olive-green colour offered camouflage, and the thick canvas could withstand sparks from a fire. Heavy by modern standards, it was durable and repairable in the field. The shelter half wasn't designed for perfection, but for real-world adaptability. It empowered soldiers to use skill and ingenuity, not just equipment. This philosophy of robust simplicity is at the heart of its success. The shelter half was a masterpiece of utilitarian design. The shelter half's strength lies in tension-based design. Modern tents rely on rigid poles, strong but brittle. If a pole breaks, the tent fails. The pup tent uses a rope ridge line, draped with canvas and staked to the ground. The structure is held up by pulling, not pushing, making it resilient. Wind and snow are absorbed and dissipated. The tent bends but doesn't break. The steep A-frame sheds snow, and the catenary curve distributes weight evenly. Its low profile keeps it below the strongest winds. Every aspect works with nature, not against it. Soldiers could adapt the setup to any terrain, between trees, over ditches, next to rocks. Adjusting tension and pitch made the shelter anti-fragile, growing stronger with use. Soldiers became experts at reading the environment and tuning their shelters. This adaptability is a lesson in yielding to win. The shelter half was a masterclass in practical physics. The shelter half's canvas and rope were only as good as the knots holding them. Knots were the real technology, adjustable, repairable, and empowering. The trucker's hitch let soldiers tension ridgelines tight, crucial for stability. The Siberian hitch could be tied with gloves, perfect for freezing conditions. The Alpine butterfly loop created strong midline attachment points. The Prusik knot allowed quick repairs and improvisation. These knots made simple gear versatile and resilient. Unlike modern tents with fragile plastic clips, soldiers could improvise solutions on the fly. Skill with knots turned basic equipment into a survival system. In the Ardennes, shelters were often built over foxholes, homes and fortresses in one. A pup tent over a foxhole kept out snow and rain, preserving body heat and preventing trench foot. Dry space to rest was vital for survival. The earth insulated, the canvas protected, creating a life-sustaining microclimate. The shelter half also offered concealment, blending into the forest, avoiding enemy detection. It was more than a place to sleep. It was part of a soldier's tactical defense. Soldiers engineered survival environments, using earth, snow and canvas together. They saw the landscape as a resource, not an obstacle. Their shelters were woven into the battlefield itself. The shelter half's genius was its versatility. It could be a lean-to, ground sheet, poncho, sunshade, or emergency stretcher. Soldiers improvised, using it as a bag, a sail, or even a movie screen. It was a true multi-tool, adaptable to any environment. Unlike modern gear, which is often single-purpose, the shelter half-empowered creativity. It provided the basics, a durable waterproof sheet, and trusted the user's skill. This philosophy of multi-use tools is a lesson in resilience. The shelter half was a canvas for survival ingenuity. The shelter half versus the modern tent illustrates anti-fragility. Modern tents are optimized for ideal conditions, but fail catastrophically when pushed. Their complexity is their weakness. One broken part can ruin the whole system. The WWII shelter system is robust and adaptable. If a rope snaps, retie it. If canvas tears, patch it. If a pole breaks, use a branch. The system improves with experience. Each failure teaches a lesson. Skill, not technology, determines performance. The user becomes an active participant, constantly adapting and improving. Simpler, versatile systems foster resilience and a deeper connection to nature. Anti-fragility is about learning, adapting and thriving in uncertainty. The lessons from WWII's frozen battlefields remain relevant today. Survival depended on knowledge, skill and cooperation, not just equipment. The shelter half stood firm because it embodied physics, tension and adaptability. Embrace this wisdom. Learn knots, practice simple shelters and value principles over products. Build self-reliance through skill, not just gear. See nature as a partner, not an adversary. The shelter half is more than history. It's a symbol of resilience and working with nature. In learning from the past, we find the strength to face the storms ahead. Enjoyed these survival secrets? Subscribe for more timeless wisdom and modern hacks. Hit the bell to never miss an update.